Meow, meow, meow. 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 Ah, ah, ah. Ah. Whatever. Hi, what's up, JJ? How are you doing? See. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's get right into it. My throat kinda hurts, so. Manning the channel. Good afternoon, rather. Else and or not. Having fun in my terrace garden. One of the pot with old plant bits had old gourd. It's grown a huge plant that's now taking up 30% of my terrace. That is crazy. Meow, meow, meow. That's really funny and crazy. Meow. Looks nicer than other plants. Crawling like a vine, trying to get to the neighbors. Man, that was really terrible. Wait, I tied with the other for first, but they gave me second. I gotta do this again. Okay. Yay! First place. I don't feel like doing this. I'm done. Manning Solo, how are you? I'm eating my flax. Give me 1 second. Oh, thank you. Glad you're doing well. I'm having a pretty decent day so far. Meow, meow, meow. Else and or not. This lesson, or we read this yesterday. I'll read it again. This lesson will allow you to do complex case checking more elegantly using 2 new parts of the Python language. After an if C statement, an else statement executes only if C is false. You can combine Boolean conditions using A and B, or A or B and not A. Else. A common task in writing programs is that you want to test some condition and take either one action or another action depending on the condition, if it's true or false. Earlier, an exercise asked you to do something if age was less than 0 and something else if age not less than 0. The code was something like, if age greater than or equal to 0, print this. If age less than 0, print that. Now let's write it to use else. Okay, I cheated. I was already using else. I cheated. Good afternoon, nightmare. More generally, you use else via the following pair of block statements. If test true body, an indented block, else false body, another indented block, Python evaluates a test. If it's true, the true body is executed. If it's false, the false body is executed. The philosophy of else. We don't get new powers from else, but it makes code much easier to read, debug, and maintain. Here are 2 code fragments that do the same thing. If height less than 256, too short for this ride, else print welcome aboard. If height greater than or equal to. Both do the same thing, and B doesn't even need else. However, most programmers would agree A is better. For example, with A, changing the condition using 128 instead of 256 requires only 1 change to the code instead of 2. Also, A can be immediately understood by a human reader, while in B you need to check and think whether or not both or neither conditions can be true. The absolute value of a number is defined as follows. For a number x that is positive or 0, the absolute value of x is x. Otherwise, when x is a negative number, the absolute value of x is negative x. Otherwise, the same as x. But without the minus sign. For example, the absolute value of 5 is 5. The absolute value of negative 10 is 10. Using if-else, write a program that reads an integer as input and prints out absolute value. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. I feel like that looks so strange, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm rolling with it. Mm-hmm. It's my birthday today. Congrats. If x is less than 0, your output is not correct. Did you forget to use print? I forgot to run the function. No, Fumiu. Oh wait, I forgot to write it. Okay, thanks for the reminder. I won't look at chat, but so there's a rule here, and that is because I'm in the process of learning, we do not backseat my learning. If I make a mistake, part of the process of learning is I have to figure out what my mistake is on my own. I know that's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult because a lot of you are experts, so you want to help a beginner. I get it. I promise if I get really, really, really stuck, I will ask for help. But that's my bad too, because I was just vibing. Let's keep going. Okay. Python has a built-in function abs to compute the absolute value of x. I know that already. The greater above prevents you from using it, but you can use it later. elif. Python introduces one other keyword, elif, to make it easier to check several conditions in a row. The most basic form of elif is the following. If test1 body 1, run if test1 is true. Elif test2 body 2 runs if test1 is false and test2 is true. As you may have guessed, elif is short for else if. Since it is the same as putting an if statement inside an else block, but it leads to shorter code and less indentation, which makes your program easier to read, debug, and edit. What's more, you can combine any number of elif statements in a row and even add an optional else statement to the end. if test 1, and if test 2, and if test 3, else, etc. Here's an example inside a loop. Can you predict the output before it runs? For x in range 1 to 10, if x divided by 2, or modulo 2 rather, equals 0, print x is even. Else, if x modulo 3 equals 0, print x is an odd multiple of 3. Else, print x not divisible by 2 or 3. So we'll get starting from 1 ending at 9, we get 1 not divisible by 2 or 3. 2 is even. 3 is an odd multiple of 3. 5 not divisible by 2 or 3. 6 is even. 7 not divisible by 2 or 3. 8 is even. 9 is an odd multiple of 3. Not divisible, even, odd, even, not divisible, even, not divisible, even, odd, multiple. Yeah, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. Okay. The words first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth are called ordinal adjectives. Write a program which reads an integer x between 1 and 9 from input. The program should output the ordinal adjective corresponding to x. You don't need to have 9 separate cases. 4 is enough. Ah, I get it. Meow 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 meow. Read an integer, output the ordinal adjective, or we could do, oh, that's fine, honestly. That's fine. God, third is such a weird word. Third, 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 Ford. Do you think that's how they got the name Ford? X, X, print X. That should work. That should work. It works. Okay, yeah, let's go. Boolean operators and or not. You can combine Boolean expressions using and or not, which are the same as in English. The expression A and B is true if both A and B is true, and false if either is false. For example, you get wet if it rains and you forgot your umbrella. The expression A or B is true if either A or B is true and false if both are false. For example, school is closed if it is a holiday or it is a weekend. The expression not A is true if A is false and false if A is true. For example, you are hungry if you have not eaten lunch. That is not always true. Sometimes you eat lunch and you're still hungry. What if you're on a diet? Here is a program which automatically displays all of the possibilities. Just like the multiplication tables you remember from grade school, this is called a truth table. Print A, B, not A, not B, A, and B, A, or B. Nani? What am I looking at? And then, oh wait, does this make a table in Python? Is that how you make a table? You're lying. Or is it a fake looking table? Oh, wait a minute. For A in false true, for A in this list with false and then true, for B in false true, will be taught in lesson 13. Print A space B, a bigger space, not A space, not B space, A and B space, A or B. Let's think about this. I'm actually really confused. I'm very confused. I don't know how this works. I don't really understand how this works. For B in false true, what the heck does that mean? Does it mean I don't understand. I don't understand what this means. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I forgot how nested loops work. And I don't know how nested loops work with this Boolean thing. so a for element in collection when B equals false and then true. You print A. Oh wait. First false and then false. Right? False and then false. So we get false space, false, bigger space, true space, true space false and false, which is true, space. I should write this down. I should write this down. My brain hurts. Let's write it down in here, I guess. Let's type it. So we have false, false, true, 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 because both are false, and then false because both of them. Excuse me. Okay, let me get out of here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go in. My brain hurts. Let's go practice. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. False. False. True, true, true. False. And then false, true. Right? For A in false, true, B in false, true. So then when A is false and B is true, A is false, B is true, not A is true, not B is false, A and B is false, A or B is true. And then when it get true, false, when A is true and B is false, not A is false and not B is true, and A and B is false and A or B is true. And then lastly, when true, true, A is true and B is true and not A is false and not B is false, and A and B is true and A or B. This is a trick question. Wait a minute. Oh my god, I forgot the difference between or and exclusive or. Is this a trick question? Is this a trick question? True or true is true. But false or false is false. Yes, this is a trick question, isn't it? Am I thinking? This is a trick question. Are they trying to get me? Are they trying to get me? This is my prediction. Let's see. False, false, true, true, false, false. A and shit. Ah, I messed up. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. It's probably for the same reason. Wait. It's probably for the same reason. Shit, shit, shit. False and false is false because none of them are true. I got this one wrong. Then false, true, true. False, false, true. Okay, I got that one right. And then true, false, false, true, false, true. I got that one right. And then true, true, false, false, true, true. Oh man, they tricked me. No, I forgot. I didn't, nobody tricked me. I forgot. Also, just like third, I feel like the words true and false start to sound weird when you say them too much. They start to sound very strange and weird. Okay. As an example of using and, here is a program which converts numbers to letters with some error checking. With an example of and converting numbers to letters. One is A, two is B. I'm not dyslexic. X equals some number. If X is greater than 1 and X is less than or equal to 26, this is greater than or equal. If X is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 26, I'm not dyslexic. Print letter X in alphabet. Letter 1 in alphabet. And then we want, sugar. Sugar. Something here where you get the number -1. So this might be 0. And then the ordinal or the ASCII, so the ordinal number for a character. So whatever that is for A, capital A, I honestly forgot. They told me not to memorize it, so I did it. Is it like 60 something? Is it 60 something? In the 60s? 65! Let's go! See, I'm a genius. I'm brilliant. It's not like I saw this information yesterday. I was gonna guess 67. I was wrong. Not because of 6'7", just because I really thought it was 67 for some reason. Anyway, so then we would do character 65, blah blah blah, get to A. Else print invalid input X. Okay, fine. 18, letter 18 in the alphabet R. Is that true? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. It's true, I checked on my fingers. I mean on my paws. Okay. 1 is A, 26 is Z, 0 is invalid, 27 is invalid. Letters. Write a program which does the reverse of the example above. It should take a character as input. Shit. And output the corresponding number between 1 and 26. Your program should only accept capital letters. Shit. As error checking, print invalid if the input is not a capital letter. Okay, without hints, let's try this first. So, what we want to do is if board letter is in some range, else print. As error checking, Print invalid if input is not capital letter. Okay, we said 65, right? 65 plus 26 is 65 plus 20 is 85. Plus 5 is 90. Plus 1 is 91. So if we do character 91, is that Z? No, I was wrong. Is it 90? That makes sense. Does it make sense? 65, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait. 65, 66, 67, 68. She's counting again. 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Yeah, it's 90. Greater than or equal to 65 and root of some letter less than or equal to 90. What are we gonna print again? Print output the corresponding number. Between 1 and 26. Oh. My brain, it hurts. Print? Do we want to print? Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. Minus 65? Minus 64, I mean. Minus 64. Print. My other question is, do they just want it to give a number, or do they want me to do the text and a number? Let's just do the number, because that's what it says first. And we'll see. Print? What are we gonna print? We'll print. Word letter minus 64. Ah! It works! Guys, it works! U prints 21, and then T is 20, and the at is invalid, and this is invalid, and the lowercase is invalid. Okay, let's see. This one said print letter X in the alphabet. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Actually, I want to see. Would it still accept it if I wrote it like this? I wrote it the same way. Would they accept? Or does it have to be a comma? Wait, if there's a comma, wouldn't it be... Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. Yeah. Okay. They wanted me to put it this the way I had it before. I was just checking, cause I was like, wait, how crazy would that be? Okay. De Morgan's law. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to A or B? Not A and not B. Shit. Not. I'm gonna cry. I'm actually going to cry. No, wait, this is hard. Not A and B. Not. Not A and not B. Which of the following is equivalent? Shit. Is it this one? Okay, so like, wait, think about it. A and B means both. Not A and B means that they're not the same. I'm going with this one. I'm locking it in. Alright. I got it wrong. I don't know. Wait. Which one is equivalent to A or B? I'm gonna cry. Is it this one? Is it not A and not B? I don't get it. I don't get to explain. Here's one way to arrive at this answer. First, not A or B is only true when both A and B are false. Ah. When both A and B are false, A or B is false, so not false is true. Also note that not A and not B is only true if both not A and not B are true, i.e., if both A and B are false. Oh yeah, this is this thing, false and false. Okay, I should have thought about it more. My brain still hurts, so we have the following equality. Not A and not B is equal to not A or B. Put a not around both sides. We deduce not A and not B is equal to not A or B. Observe that not x always equals x. Not x, not x is x. So not A and not B is equal to not not A or B, which is equal to A or B. This is a way of rewriting Boolean expression, and it's one of De Morgan's laws. Oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy? In proposition logic and Boolean algebra, De Morgan's laws, also known as De Morgan's theorem, are a pair of transformation rules that are both valid rules of inference. They're named after Augustus De Morgan, a 19th century British mathematician. Man, this guy. The rules allow the expression of conjunctions and disjunctions purely in terms of each other via negation. The rules can be expressed in English as the negation of A and B is the same as not A or not B. The negation of A or B is the same as not A and not B. Or the complement of the union of two sets is the same as intersection of their complements. The complement of the intersection of two sets is the same as the union of their complements. You see it with Venn diagrams. In each case, the resultant set is the set of all points in any shade of blue. Which one is or and which one is and? Which one is... I don't remember. Conjunction. It's and. Disjunction. Or. The or is like up. And is the down. Oh, that makes sense when you look at the picture. Or is because it could be any of A or any of B or any in between. Is the line on top? What does the line on top mean? Is that negation? Yeah, that is negation. Okay. So, not... Shit, I already forgot. Wait, which one was which again? Or is that way, and is down, and is down, and in the middle. Not A or B. Is same as not A and not B. Not A and B, this middle part here, not A and B, is the same as not A or not B. Oh, my brain really hurts, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever. Whatever. We learned something new. Order of operations. Boolean operators have an order of operations, just like mathematical operators. The order is now, not highest precedence and or lowest precedence. So, for example, not X or Y and Z means not X or Y and Z. We conclude the lesson with a short question using these facts. What is the value of A or not B and C? So we have not B and C, A or not B and C. If A, B, C is false, true, true. Okay, so A is false, not B is false. False, I should write this down. I'm gonna forget. False or false, false and true. False and true is just false. And false or false is giving me a brain aneurysm. A or not B, C, false or not true and true, false or not true and true is false or false and true, false or false, false. Yeah, that's what I did too. I did the same thing. Let's go. Death. In this lesson, number 10, we show you the most important idea in programming, defining your own functions. Functions let your program become shorter, better organized, easier to read, easier to debug, and more reusable. In later lessons, oh, I forgot to do a thing I wanted to do. Wait, give me a second. I'll be right back. I'll read the chat a little bit while I do this. That was a long time ago, Bouncy. Oh, not hello. Hello, Sheeple. Hi, Klutz. Hi, Yuval. It's okay, you're fine. I have an easier way to remember the order of precedence. Yeah, go ahead, Nightmare Killer. Tell me. Hi, Slung. Good morning. Yeah, still going. Yeah, I'm not gonna give up this time. Keep going and going and going until you're sick of me, and then I keep going more and more and more. I need another position for my... Let's try this. Or addition and multiplication. Since true or false, 1 plus 0 equals 1, which is true. true and false. 1 times 0 equals 0, false, and apply PEMDAS. Oh, that's actually really clever. Okay, I'll try to remember that. That's easier to remember. Chord, say M, M. That's fine. Wait a minute. Ah! Meow and meow or meow. I'm dilly-dallying. I can't dilly-dally. We have to get a move on. Functions let your program. I read that already. In later lessons, we will see other benefits like recursions. That was funny? Which part? Yes, you guys are being so cute today. Okay. Defining a function, we'll start with an example. Remember the function apps? It takes one argument, a number x, and returns its absolute value, which is x when x is greater than 0, and negative x when x is less than 0. The way to define this program in Python is... This is pretty much exactly what I ended up doing. Except I did the opposite. I didn't return. I just printed it because that solution told me to print it. The 2 parts of a function definition. The first line in a function definition specifies the name of the function and the arguments of the function. It should look like def function name argument list. In the example above, absolute was the function name and the argument list was x. It is called an argument list because there can be multiple arguments such as x, y, z. It's also possible to have 0 arguments, an empty list. The arguments are inputs to the function. Everything after the first line of a function definition is the body of the function. The body is an indented block of code. Whenever the function is called, the body is executed on those arguments and inputs. Finally, when we reach this line in the function body, return value, the function stops running and returns value as its output. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't realize return stops the function from running. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. I broke a program the other day that I was writing because I tried to return 2 different values. It didn't work. On 2 different lines, I mean. That is, the return value is the output of the function. As the absolute example shows, the body may contain several return statements. Oh, well, maybe that's not why I broke it. I broke it some other way. You can return more than once. Why they lied to me? Why they lie? Wait, no, but it's not more than once, because it's this one or this one. I don't know. I don't know. I have to test it. Wait, let's see. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's loud in the background again. I'll try to put some noise. Okay, let's see. Meow, 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 meow. The return value is the output of the function. Okay, red data ready. Only the first one is executed. Only the first one executed has an effect since the function stops executing afterward. Okay, that makes sense. Example, defining and calling a function. The following program contains a function definition and some other statements that are executed after the function is defined. Can you guess what the output will be? Define square x, return x times x. Body only has one line. Use the function now that it's defined. Square 10, 100. Square 2, 4. And then square 4, 16. Print 100, print 16. Oops. Yeah, that's what we did. Oh, we got it. Sorry, I want to take a look at the frames. There's a global frame and then there's the functions local frame. Okay, whatever. We see that if the function name is square, there is just one argument x, and that the function body consists of just one line, return x times x. Then outside the function, we have two commands which call the function a total of 3 times. As the visualizer shows, note that a separate chunk of working space, a frame, is allocated each time the function is called. Once a function returns, that working space is no longer needed and is erased. Here are the steps explained in words. When the first command is executed, Python must evaluate square 10. Python compares the list of inputs 10 to the argument list x. So it executes the function body, return x times x, while remembering that x equals 10. That's 100, which is printed. When the second command is executed, Python must evaluate square 2. The inner part, square 2, is evaluated first. We temporarily set x equal to 2, run the function body, which returns 4. Then the outer expression is evaluated. Since square of 2 gave 4, we're now calling square 4, and we get 16. For common mistakes. One common mistake you can make in defining a function is to forget the return statement. Define square x, x times x, print square x, none. As you can see, if no return statement is encountered in the body, then the function gives none by default. So if you're failing some exercise because a function is returning none, the problem is often that some function inputs are not causing a return statement to be executed. You may also intentionally omit a return statement. This only makes sense if your function has some side effect other than its return value, for example, printing some output. So no returns in this function, repeated print string repetitions for I in range 0 to repetition, print string, and then whatever, we get hello world 3 times. Another common mistake is forgetting to indent code, resulting in an indentation error. Trace back, most recent call last, in line 2 of the code you submitted, return x times x, indentation error, expected an indented block. I also made this mistake yesterday too. As we saw in lesson 2, calling with too few or too many arguments causes an error. In line 3, type error, square takes one positional argument but two were given. Finally, if you make a typo when defining or calling the function, you will get an error saying the function is undefined. Yeah, what is square? Name square is not defined. So the 4 common mistakes were forgetting to put a return when you want one, failing to indent, what else? Typo, and then not having the right number of arguments, right? Okay. Try it yourself. There's no need to use input or print for this exercise or for future exercises when you're asked to define a function. The grader will call your function with arguments automatically and inspect the result it returns directly. A correct solution for this particular exercise will be 2 lines. See the 2 parts of a function definition at the top of the lesson. Oh, I forgot to look at the hints for that other one that we did. Wait. Where was it? Not that one. To check if L is a capital letter, use ORD letter greater than or equal to ORD A. Oh, I could have done that instead of using 6 the number. You can write letter greater than or equal to A instead of ORD because Python does string comparison. Ah, cool. Well, anyway, sorry, I just remembered that existed. Let me go back down here. 2 parts of a function definition at the top of the lesson. A correct solution will be 2 lines. Define a function cube n, which takes a single number n as input and outputs its cube. No, not November. It's not November yet, so it's safe to not. 2 or more arguments. The functions above only took 1 argument, but a function can be designed to take any number of arguments. For example, you have been calling input with 0 arguments, and you'll define a function, oh no, with 0 arguments in lesson 15a. Here's an example with 2 arguments about geometry. Suppose we need a function to compute the area of a triangle given the length of its base and its height. The formula for area is area equals base times height divided by 2. In code, this looks like the following. We replace def function name argument 1 with def function name argument 1, argument 2. So triangle area is base and height, return base times height divided by 2, and then you can see how that works. The triangle area is a function in the global frame. And then in it, you're going to put in 3 for the base and 5 for the height. You get some return value and print it out. Then do the same. Print it out. Another thing to note is that when a function is defined, it's different from when the function is executed. The body doesn't run until the function is actually called. Oh boy, tell me how we know that. Oh boy, as if I didn't. I just read into that issue earlier today. To test this, complete the following exercise. What is the output of the following program, in and out? Define f, print in f, print not in f, f. What is the output? Not in f, in f. 2 lines. Correct. The function f is defined first, but the body is not executed immediately. After the function is defined, we print out not in f, and the function is called. The body is executed, printing in f. Okay. In the last exercise, we asked you to write your own function of 2 arguments. Oh, in the last exercise, this one, we ask you to write your own function of 2 arguments to compute the perimeter of a triangle. The perimeter is the total length of all sides. In a rectangle, did I say triangle? I meant rectangle. In a rectangle with a given width and height, its perimeter is given by the following formula. Perimeter equals width times width plus height plus width plus height. Or width times 2 plus height times 2. Or whatever. That's fine. Nobody asked. To find a function rectangle perimeter, man, I really feel like if I hadn't read a whole book about Python before doing this stuff, I don't even know how I would have solved the other ones. I feel like the what is it called? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Lem, 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 lem. Functions, calling, functions. Functions are the building blocks of well-built large programs. You could do the same task twice without writing out the same code twice, and you can reuse solutions to common tasks. Here's an example of building one function using it in another one. Can you guess what this program does before you run it? Remember from lesson 4 that multiplication of strings and integers means repeats a string many times. Tar times 2 is tar. Drag the vertical gray line left and right to change how much code visualization is shown. Okay. Meow, meow. We have something called inner that takes string and width and returns string plus a space times width minus the length of the string. Outer takes string 1 and string 2. W is the max between the length of string 1 and string 2. Print this asterisk W plus 4 times print a star plus inner string 1 width plus a star. Oh, and there's a space. And then the same thing with string 2 and the W. Meow, 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 meow. So outer box number 1 is very fun. We get the length of both those strings, which is 4. Is it 14? That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 6 plus 2 is 14. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 4 is 9. 10, 11. 3 plus 8 is 11. Okay. 16 and 11. So W is the max, so it's gonna be 16. We want 16 plus 4, so we're gonna have 20 stars. I should do it in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm gonna do that twice. And then in the middle, we have a star inner, which is string 1 W. Oh, my brain hurts. Why? It's a star with a space, and then it ends with a space, a star. But there's some thing in here. So what is it gonna be? Return the string, which is box number 1. And the space times width length my tummy hurts. Width minus the length of the string, so W is just 20. No, W was for 16. I'm confused. My brain hurts. It hurts. W. W is 16. 16 minus 16. What the? What the? Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. That doesn't look like a box to me, buddy. Meow, 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 meow. I'm a little bit confused about what's being multiplied here. Return. String plus. It's a number of spaces, right? Width minus the length of the string. The length of the string. The width was 16. The length of the string was 11. 16 minus 11 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This doesn't seem right. I think I'm doing it wrong. I think I did something wrong. Oh, oh, oh no. Meow, 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 meow. Print X in space, and then the inner string, which is, or string, it's string 1, which is box number 1. Plus a space. No. With times plus space times width minus length of the string. The length of the string is 16. The width is also 16 because W is the max between the length of string 1 and string 2. So this times with 0 spaces. This, okay. And then we print another. This is very fun. One, two, three, four, 5, and then another space. Oh, oh God. Wah, wah, wah. And then, for the second one, I feel so dizzy, man. I feel dizzy, but I want to keep powering through. Power through. Yeah, box number 2. Oh God. Not false is ha ha ha. And the string. I'm a little bit confused. I'm really confused. What is this thing? Plus string not false. Oh, is this all one thing? Is that just... oh, my tummy hurts. The string of true. Oh, my tummy hurts. Okay. Is true. Oh, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Okay. And then box number 2 is 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a lot longer than 6. Oh god. I think I need to AFK a little bit. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I take a little break. Tummy hurts. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. What's a cat turtle? I'm random kitty cat. How you doing, miss? What's 2020 rule? I have to sneeze. Maintain good posture. Hi, David. Why do you learn Python? Nice try, federal government. Nice try, FBI agent. I see what you're doing there. Has someone been causing stress lately? No, 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 it's my fault. Okay, I complained to Mama Cat that, you guys know about my colon cancer. Diagnosed by, Perplexity AI, by the way. I complained about that, so I've been trying to get more fiber in my diet, and it's working too well. Why does it have to work so well? I've been eating these, like, what are they called? It's like something Australian. Flax snack? What the heck is it called? What is it? I don't know. Oh, these. From Costco. Yeah, these. They have a lot of fiber, I think. Dietary fiber, 2 grams. Is that a lot? I don't think that's a lot. It's only 7%. I thought it had more than that. But I think they work too well. Made with rolled oats, dried apricots, raisin, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, honey, shredded coconut, and more. Yes, JJ. Computer assisted design for diagram of machines and architecture. Oh, cool. I had to leave for work an hour ago. They look yum. They are delicious. They're delicious. They're really good. Freezer friendly. Yeah, mine was in the freezer. I had one. Chia seeds. Meow, meow. Is she an agent sent by Big Fiber? Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I was. And then while I was in there, I was trying to count this string. I think it's 19. I think it's a length of 19. So this is going to be 19 plus 4, which is 23. This is already 20, 21, 22, 23. And then this is just going to have no space. Oh, wait, I did the math wrong here. Huh? Because this should be the same. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Where did I get 16 from? 14 plus 4 is 18. So this, I was wondering why this doesn't look like a box. 1, 2. There we go. And then that. And then this one. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. This one. 1, 2. That's okay. Let's go. And then for box 2, it's going to be the star, the space, the inner string, and then W, which was 19. Minus 6 is 13. So we need 13 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the output should be something like this. Hi, Baratum. Oh, I hope you had fun drinking. I hope you had a lot of fun. Sounds really cool. I just want to skip to the end. Can't I just skip to the end? Box number 1 is very fun. Yeah. Okay. Now show me the other one. Box number 2. Not false is true. Yeah. Okay. Meow, meow, meow. You can see a new phenomena in the visualization under the frames column when we are at step 8 of 30. In the execution area, there are not only some global variables, but 2 frames, one outer, one inner, that was just created. The outer one stays waiting until the inner one is completely finished, and the outer one resumes. It happens to make another call to inner, and again outer waits. When inner is finished, outer continues to completion. Finally, we call outer, and the whole process is repeated. She shrunk. Yeah, I shrunk. Ha 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 ha. 11a lowercase. Lesson 11 has 3 parts, A, B, C, which can be completed in any order. You know what that means, boys. Since it can be completed in any order, we have to go in the wrong order. We're going to do B, then C, then A. Variable scope. In this lesson, we explain a concept called variable scope. The main idea is that it is possible to have 2 different variables with the same name whenever they have different scopes. This makes it much easier to write and edit programs, especially large ones. It is also a necessary ingredient in the later topic recursion. An example of variable scope. For this example, part of our program will be the following function: def square x value equals x times x, return value. This is a function which computes the square of a number x. For example, 5 returns 25, square 5. Now suppose we call square from another part of the program, which also uses a value variable for another purpose. Main body of the program starts here. Value equals 17. 5 squared is square 5. Print 5 squared value. The question is, what will be printed in this scenario? There are 2 possibilities if we don't know how Python works. One possibility is that Python recognizes that the 2 value variables should be kept separate somehow. Thus, the call to square will return 25, but the value of value in the main body will stay 17, and we see the output 25, 17. The other possibility is that when square executes, it overwrites the existing value of 25, and we see the output 25, 25. Let's see what actually happens. Meow, 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 meow. I think I need a bigger screen for this. So we have the square, some value, okay. Value is 17. So in the global frame, we have, line that just executed is line 1. We have square. And then next, we're going to have the value 17. And then 5 square. Inside the square local frame, x is 5. And value is 25. And it returns 25. So now we have 5 squared, 25, and value is 17. So then we get 25, 17. We see that Python's behavior is consistent with possibility number 1. In fact, whenever you call a function, you cannot affect any variables defined outside the function. Instead, any statements that assigns values to variables affect only a local variable which is inside the function call. The reason that Python and most other languages work like this is that it makes it much more simple to write long programs with many functions. In particular, when we define a new function, we are always allowed to use any variable names inside the function, including common ones like result, temp, I, even if they're being used somewhere else for a different purpose. To see this in detail, look at step 6 of 8 in the visualizer. Note that there are 2 different value variables, one inside the square function and one outside in the global area. Yeah, we saw that. Here and here. Ha ha ha. Multiple choice, inner and outer. What is the output of the following program? X equals outer, define X, replace value. X equals value, replace inner. Print X. The statement X equals value only affects the local version of the variable X inside the function. The global version of X does not change. Another similar concept to scope is namespace. A namespace is like a scope for a package. So even if you import a package such as math, which uses variable named X somewhere, it does not overlap with the variable X used by your program since they lie in different namespaces. I see. You're going quite fast today. Planning on finishing this today? I'm not going fast. I just haven't gotten to anything hard yet. So, I don't know. This lesson has been a little bit easy so far. I don't think I'm going fast. I'm just seeing more because the challenge, the programming problems for today weren't that hard. Yet. There's still time. Scoping rules. Seeing out. There are some situations where we want to mix variables from local and global scopes. One common example is where you have some variable initialized once at the start of the program. But you also want your functions to be able to read the variable. Example, reading a global variable from inside a function. Favorite topping, pepperoni. Order pizzas n. Print I'd like string n. Favorite topping, pizzas. Ha 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 ha. I'd like 3 pepperoni pizzas. Here, the local scope did not need a variable named favorite topping, but it did not cause an error. Python's rule for evaluating variables is that if a variable needs to be evaluated which does not exist in the local scope, then it looks for it in the global scope. In our case, it indeed found favorite topping in the global scope. In a more general case, with one function body calling another function, you would have 3 scopes. Python always checks the localmost first and goes one step at a time to the global scope until the variable is found. 2 of the examples above with order pizzas and x replace are almost syntactically identical. Why does Python create a new local variable x in replace, but no new favorite topping in order pizza? Python's rule is the following. If you only read from the variable, then no new local variable is created. But if you write to the variable even once, then the variable is treated as local throughout the function body. This is the most common cause of unbound local error. See these 2 questions in the official Python documentation. Meow, 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 meow. Hi, Rosalind. Why am I getting an unbound local error when the variable has a value? It can be a surprise to get the unbound local error in previously working code when it is modified by adding an assignment statement somewhere in the body of a function. X is 10, print x, bar 10. Works, but this code, print x, increment x, results in unbound local error. Traceback. Unbound local error cannot access local variable x where it is not associated with the value. This is because when you make an assignment to a variable in a scope, the variable becomes local to that scope and shadows any similarly named variable in the outer scope. Since the last statement in foo assigns a new value to x, the compiler recognizes it as a local variable. Consequently, when the earlier printx attempts to print the uninitialized local variable, an error results. In the example above, you can access the outer scope variable by declaring it global. Global x, print x, x plus equals 1, foo bar 10. Meow, 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 meow. This explicit declaration is required in order to remind you that, unlike the superficially analogous situation with class and instance variables, you're actually modifying the value of the variable in the outer scope. Print x, you get 11. You could do a similar thing in a nested scope using the non-local keyword. X is 10, non-local x, print x, increment, call bar, print x. Foo. Calling foo, we get print x, which is 10, and then we print x again afterwards. My brain hurts. It's 11. I don't feel like reading this, man. I don't feel like reading all of this. Oh, it's only 2 parts. Okay. What are the rules for local and global variables in Python? In Python, variables that are only referenced inside a function are implicitly global. If a variable is assigned a value anywhere within the function's body, it's assumed to be local unless explicitly declared as global. Though a bit surprising at first, a moment's consideration explains this. On one hand, requiring global for assigned variables provides a bar against unintended side effects. On the other hand, if global was required for all global references, you'd be using global all the time. You'd have to declare as global every reference to a built-in function or to a component of an imported module. This clutter would defeat the usefulness of the global declaration for identifying side effects. I don't know what lambdas are. I don't read it anymore. Function arguments are always treated as new local variables, as the following broken code fragment illustrates. It attempts to reset the variable g to 0 but fails. Reset to 0 var equals 0, g equals 15, reset to 0 g, print g, 15. Global changes. Like many other things, the normal flow described above works for 99% of all situations, but the remaining 1% of the time, you really might want to change a global variable from within a function. Python allows you to do this using the global statement. Here's a modification of the earlier x replace example. Note that we declare Note that declaring the variable we are declaring the variable as global in the function. This lets you change the global value from within the function. I wonder how often sites like this get feedback about typos. I feel like it says here total number of exercise completed is what? Almost 4 million people. No, that's not 4 million people. That's 4 million exercises completed by users. I don't know how many users. Let's see. Let's see. Let's say if how many exercises are there? Probably there's like, I don't know. Let's make up a number. So it's 18, but it's like 25. Wait, what the fuck? What did that say? What did that pop-up say? Give me a second. I'm gonna go back and find it in the stream. Create a math note, open scientific calculator, or do quick unit conversion. Mode menu. I hate change. Even when change is good. It's disturbing. Let's say there's like 25 and then there's like, I don't know, 3. 75? 4 million. There's probably like 50,000 users, give or take. This is a quick math. I wonder if anyone has emailed them about specific typos. I wonder if I emailed them, would they fix it? Or would they say thank you? I don't know. Anyway. I'm running out of steam, but I still have an hour left to go. I take a little break, and then I refresh because I'm losing steam. Let's put... I take a, like, 5-minute break. They would come watch your stream? I doubt it. That would be really cool, though. What are you guys up to? Are you guys working? You have any plans for the weekend? Good night, Doy Miss. Meow. Did anybody stay up late or whatever to watch League last night? I know I promised that I wouldn't do it, but I did it. I was like falling asleep, but I had the game on. And I'm so like I'm afraid to get happy because I don't know, all the teams I've been rooting for have been playing like imbeciles, except for Lion. The one team that I like, but I actually underestimated. Man, they destroyed G2 last night. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Fixing an image dataset for AI training. I want to be done and get back to program. Oh, good luck, good luck. Good luck. Got done with reading guitar. Tomorrow gonna go visit my folks. Oh, cool. Nice. Send pull requests filled with spelling errors and broken link reports. Oh, the corrections. Oh, that's sweet of you. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Whenever I eat seeds, I feel like a bird or like a squirrel. You know? I feel like maybe I'm not a kitty after all. Maybe I'm like a squirrel eating these seeds and these nuts. Taking a nap. Okay. That's a good plan. Also, Lion, they ruined the pick'ems. They ruined the pick'em for everybody. You can watch if you want or not watch if you don't want. It's all fine. You're a strong, independent kitty. Right? Right, right, right. I've had that feeling when doing certain diets. Uh-huh. I wanted to cat girl max and like only eat like cat food, but I I haven't found a good brand for that. Ha 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 ha. Let's see the pickums. My pickums were ruined. Actually, everybody's was, but yeah. Never go full cat next time you know you're eating actual cat food. Do in real life cats try to human max when they steal your food off? You know what? Maybe. Maybe that's what it is. JJ. Maybe it's like they just wanna be like us, so they're like, oh, I'm a human too. Look at me eating this donut. The next thing you know, had dog kibble when I was in elementary school. It wasn't very good. Yeah, I agree. Kibble is just not that great. Have you ever tried wet food? My dog ate carrots. My bunny ate dog food. I think it's okay to eat seeds, even though you're a cat. Thank you. It's not like they died. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. I want to be like you. Give me your sandwich. A cat would never call their owner a master. I want to be like you, plebeian. I want to be like you, peasant. Or rather, I want to prove that I'm better than you, peasant. Now give me your grilled cheese sandwich. Cats are so cute. Tall ape creature with lots of food. Yeah. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked. We gotta get back to this. Reiterating, when inside of a function, assigning to a variable name defined at global scope actually creates a separate new local scope variable with the same name instead of modifying the global scope variable like reset to 0. If you want to update the global scope variable, you must include the statement global variable name inside of the function, like the fixed x replacement example. Then Python understands that changes to variable name in the function are meant to refer to the existing global scope variable. As we mentioned earlier, reading a global variable does not require using the global statement, only writing. That concludes the lesson. I'm hungry, feed me, is what I hear. Oh, cute. Oh, cute. Hi, Kyrie. Geometry. In this exercise, we will create 4 functions which perform geometric computations. A function to compute the length of a right triangle's hypotenuse, a function to compute the perimeter of a right triangle, a function to compute the distance between 2 points in 2D, and a function to compute the perimeter of an arbitrary triangle. Hypotenuse. A right triangle is shown in the picture at the right-hand side. By definition, one of the angles of a right triangle equals 90 degrees, a right angle. The triangle has 3 sides. The side opposite the right angle has a special name. It's called the hypotenuse. As shown in the diagram, let A and B denote the length of the sides adjacent to the right angle. Let C denote the length of the hypotenuse. The famous Pythagorean theorem tells us that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. You guys thought you left this in school? No, it's back. It's back here in this internet tutorial here to haunt you. Just kidding. It's not that scary. In the first problem, your task is to convert this theorem into a function which, given A and B, computes the length of the hypotenuse. Okay, fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. Define function hypotenuse AB, which returns the length of the hypotenuse C, if the other two sides have lengths A and B, and there's a hint, but we don't need the hint yet. Not again. You like this one. You love this one, in fact. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Return. Meow. Of math exams during stream. Meow. The question that I have is, does it want us to use the math module to do this? Okay, I'm not gonna look at chat for a little while so that I can work on this problem. But I will check. I guess we don't need it. We could just use can't we just use the 1/2? Yeah, we could just use that. so 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 mm, ah 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 ah. This is messy. So the other thing is I'm wait, because it can only be positive anyway. I think that should work. What was their hint? You will need to import math and call math square root on something. Well, I wasn't sure if they wanted me to import square root or not. But we could do it that way too. We could just do it that way. Nice you avoided the square root. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. We could also do it that way. Um, 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 um. Is it? Because I didn't. Honestly, it's not that. It was not just that I'm not sure. I wasn't sure what it was called. Is it really just this? I think it is. Hi, Nick. How are you? No, it accepts multiple solutions, but I think part of the fun is seeing if I could do the same thing in multiple ways. Perimeter. Recall that a perimeter of a triangle is the sum of the sides. So, in the diagram above, the perimeter has the length of a plus b plus c. Your program should assume that a correct version of hypotenuse has already been defined. You don't need to copy it from the first box to the second. Using hypotenuse AB to find a function, right triangle perimeter AB that returns the length of a of the perimeter which returns the length of the perimeter which returns the length of the perimeter in a right triangle whose non-hypotenuse sides have lengths A and B. Meow. Distance in 2 dimensions. To talk about points living in 2 dimensions, we specify them using 2 coordinates, the Cartesian coordinate system, the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. We would like to write a function whose input, sorry, what's this for now? We would like to write a function whose input is a pair of points and whose output is the distance between those 2 points. It turns out that the hypotenuse function helps us perform the task. In more detail, let the first point have coordinates x1, y1, where x1 and y1 are real numbers, and let the second point have coordinates x2, y2. The key idea is to draw the right triangle shown in the diagram below. the hypotenuse goes from x1, y1 to x2, y2. And so its length equals the distance between the 2 points. To calculate the length of the hypotenuse, we need to compute the length of the other 2 sides of the triangle. This can be done using the definition of coordinates. See the diagram. The horizontal displacement is a x minus 1, x1 minus x2, sorry. And vertical displacement is b, y1 minus y2. Assume hypotenuse AB has already been defined. Using it, define a function distance 2D that takes x1, y1, x2, y2, which calculates the distance between the point x1, y1 and the point x2, y2. I want to think about this a little bit though. Are we always assuming that the x2, y2 is the point closer to the origin? Or could it be any 2 points? Right? Because if this is, let's just say this is 1, 1, and 3, 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Meow, meow, meow. I guess you just make it the absolute value. Does that work? Does that always work? Alright, guys. My math skills don't go burr at the moment for some reason. I just need to prove that to myself. Okay, we could use absolute value. What do we want to output? The distance between them. So we're gonna return hypotenuse. Meow, 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 meow. Can we return? Oh yeah, wait, can we return a function? I don't know. Let's just try it. So, let's see. Is this true? A is the absolute value of x1 minus x2. Maybe it's not true, because even if it's negative, they'll both be the same. They'll both be negative, right? So even if we do 1 minus 3, and we get negative 2, when we do B. But the problem is if we put negatives, well, it doesn't matter because they're going to be squared. Anyway. Okay, we can use negatives. P is y1 minus y2. Meow, 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 meow. We define a function. Program executed without crashing. Running distance 0034. Distance 2D. Oh, this is lowercase. The perimeter of any triangle. We now have a final exercise of this lesson. Remember, the perimeter is the sum of the three side lengths of the triangle. And note that the side length is the same as the distance between two of the triangle's points. Assume distance 2D has already been defined. Using it, define a function triangle perimeter XA, YA, XB, YB, XC, YC, which calculates the perimeter of a triangle whose 3 points are XA, YA, XB, YB, XC, YC. Ha 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 ha. Meow, 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 meow. It doesn't say any right triangle, so let me think about this a little bit more. It says the perimeter of any triangle, so it doesn't have to be a right triangle. It could be a triangle like here. Or here. Or here. It's hard to do this without drawing, so I'm gonna draw it on paper for me and you, right? I do it on a sort of sketch pad. If we have a triangle with A, B, and C. No. Meow, meow, meow. Give me a second. A line like this. Have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Meow, meow, meow. And we have so the point is that for any triangle, even a triangle that's not a right triangle, you can make a right triangle using using any 2 points. So you can make a right triangle using point A and B, or a right triangle using, call this one A, or you can make a right triangle using A and C or B and C. So and then if we say which side do we consider which side? The one between A, or should we call it the opposite? No. Give me a second. I mean, that might make sense to me. Wah, 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 wah. I wish I could show you guys what I'm thinking. Maybe I can. Let's do this on, what was that program I used last time? Let me grab it. Draw. Did I delete it? Diagrams net. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. Hi, Lemonhead. Hi, Nader. How are ya? It says computer science circles, but this is clearly a triangle. Meow. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Meow, meow, meow. Beep, 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 beep. Wow, 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 wow. This is triggering me. Okay. So we have some graph. And then we're gonna make a triangle. And we're gonna have it be on 1, 1. Can I do it like, how can I do this, by the way? Can I not just move these where I want to move them? I want 1, 1. Do I have to hold shift? Okay. 1, 1. I want 3, 5. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't seem right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 3, 5. That is approximately 1, 1. Man, I don't know how to use this. Is it control? And then I want 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want a triangle like this. Okay, if I do that, it doesn't do anything. If I hold option, it doesn't do anything. If I hold control, it doesn't do anything. Whatever. It's not exact, and it is triggering me. Can I really not make it exact? Maybe I make it with lines. We just make it with lines. Oops. Line starting from 1, 1 and going up to 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then another line. From 1-1 to 2-4. And then one more line. And then actually we'll take this one and put a actually oh, my brain hurts. Brain too small. Uh-oh, alert, alert. 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2. I gotta move everything over. I don't want to move everything over. Let's move it here. Meow, meow, meow. We duplicate this. We delete this. We delete this. I'm gonna move this. Oh wait, I gotta move all of these. Can I put them together? Group. Okay. Then like this. Ha 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 ha. Meow, meow, meow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. And I want this. Go on 1, 1. Okay. Is everybody following? You guys are following. Oops. We don't really need the whole thing. We just need this quarter, but I wanted to draw the whole thing so that it's clear. That it's crystal clear. There's no room for confusion. And then we need some text boxes. We need one for here. And this is gonna be a 1, 1, 1. And then duplicate again. I want this to be B, and this should be 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 5. And then we have C. Which is 2, 3, 4. 4, 2. And then like this. Then we need more, but these are gonna be little. Okay. I make these smaller. This closer is fine. How do I get rid of this side? Like this. Bye, kitties. Night night. Switching this one and this one. Oh, dash and dots. We could use dots. So there are some. Oops. Uh-oh. Take this. No! Wait. It's morning somewhere. It's morning in some place. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Put this here. Put this here. Do I have this backwards? This here. Put this here. Meow, meow, meow. And then we have this angle over here. This one goes here. Just wanted to prove to you guys that oh wow, this is infuriating. This is actually upsetting me. I just want a box. What the heck is this? What is this? And I just want to move it here. I just want to show that there are right angles on each of these. I need a minute though. Give me a minute. I'll be back. Meow. I'm sorry about the silence, and I'm sorry that, yeah, I got sidetracked. But yeah, I think I pick up here tomorrow. Yeah, enjoy the gym and stuff. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out a little bit. I was just trying to prove to you guys that we could use the other formula to do this perimeter, because each of the sides of any triangle will just be some hypotenuse of some right triangle using two of the points. So we'll have, yeah. But I'll finish the solution tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out. Good night.